Okay, it actually did load it. Just give me a moment. I'm just gonna make a quick Instagram blast. Almost spelled hour as O-U-R. I was like, wait, that doesn't seem right. Alright, sorry, it's an hour late. Help me give you quality LEGO video content. Yeah, I think that might work. Alright, so hello everybody, this is Maniac for Bricks, and I'm here with a live stream. Simply, the purpose of it is to discuss changes to the channel. Now, I know a lot of times, this is probably I'm probably one of the few people that actually does this. Making a live announcement, broadcast, whatever you want to call it, live stream, where I interact with the audience and discuss changes to the channel. And actually work with you guys to make those changes. Normally, yes, it makes sense that you could just do it on your own, consider what others have said, but you don't have to interact with them entirely, but still, like, take their comments in consideration, work it out for yourself on your own, and then show it up in a later video. This is a very common thing that's done, and there's nothing wrong with that. Whether or not it's okay to do it this way, I'm not really sure, but I feel like I'll better understand what you guys are. I'll be able to understand you guys better if I'm actually doing it through a live stream. And right now, I can't have the camera on. It's a bit of a mess down here, and I think every now and then maybe I'll show a few things on the video, maybe like some screenshots or something. Not really sure about that yet, but I wanted to go through what you guys have said in the Maniac for Bricks 1,000 subscriber channel survey. That was something I initiated in March, and as part of a giveaway, the way you enter is you fill out this survey and you say on the video that you filled out the survey and you're entering in the contest. So I mean, that's already already done for. And if you haven't heard by now, Mardi Gras Man 23 was the winner by random picking. There was no favoritism. I tried to keep it as as equal opportunity as possible for anyone participating in the giveaway. So what I have, let's see, I'll just have to actually go to the actual channel link so I can see your guys' comments if you're coming in here. I don't know if anyone's in already. Still loading. Help me give you quality LEGO video content. Now, I know there are a bunch of things that are going to be factors. I mean, I actually should have had a script written. I know that there are a bunch of factors that are keeping me from giving you more quality content. For example, the cameras that I use, the setup that I have, the lighting that I use, the editing softwares that I look to when making videos. There are a lot of factors like that, technological factors. And those things could change over time. For right now, though, it's not really in my budget and not really my consideration unless it seems reasonable, because I don't want to jump the gun on anything, buy an expensive camera or a recording software or something else that's going to be very unfamiliar to me, or what do you call it, might be too much for me to handle and not be able to actually work with it. Because as it is right now, let me see if I can go into what's going on right now. I have a bunch of videos that I've actually skipped on the schedule, or the old schedule, should I say. Old, not really being old. It's kind of like new this year, about a couple months ago. That kind of schedule. It was the schedule in which there would be a mock Monday, there would be the Q&A on Saturdays, and that's pretty much it. And then being like maybe one video upload per day at least. So as far as that goes, yes, I don't have a Mock Monday video from this past week, and I skipped Maniac for Answers for the past 2 weeks. I had a video recorded, but I didn't get it up in time, and I didn't get it up edited by the next week. So I'll try to work on that today after this live stream or so. And I have to do it after the live stream. I'd love to do it in between, but I'd have to keep switching between accounts, and I'm not really gonna try that for now. I'd rather just have this here. So let's see. I know that this is a public forum, and anything that I say can be of question either now or later. But I feel that this is going to be a place where I can let anybody following me speak their mind and say what they think. And I'm not trying to sell out completely. There was actually a good video that I saw earlier this week by Building with Data and Riley. If you haven't heard of them, they're a LEGO YouTube channel. They make great mocks. They got some nice tutorials. And each week, Patrick, the Data of the Data and Riley duo, he makes a vlog and has a lot of really interesting thoughts. They're not any thoughts that would be, controversial. It's just, getting some interesting ideas or thoughts or anything about the LEGO community or things revolving around LEGO. He's had questions about, like, is LEGO considered an art form or an art media? And trying to define, like, what art is and if LEGO can fit into that with the way you build with it or whatever, that kind of stuff. And it's really, really good insight. I really like his idea there. I don't think he's overthinking it because I overthink everything, so that's totally fine. But this past week, what I wanted to bring up, he mentioned about selling out as a LEGO YouTube channel in order to, fund the hobby or just get more sets that you can do for the channel. Like for, I mean, we could think of a lot of examples. I'm not going to mention any names, but there are people who either sponsor other companies or advertise the company's products. Don't worry about the phone. They may I'm trying to see if I can put it into the right words the way he did. But basically, he was saying, like, would supporting another company in order to get money for what you're doing, like, how much is that going to compromise on your values? The idea of selling out is that you're supporting someone, but you're also giving up a little bit of what you want to do. That's the very basic version. You can look up a dictionary version and correct me if that's wrong. I did try to look it up in the dictionary just to be sure I knew what it was, but yeah, that's basically that. As far as me, I was trying to think if I was doing any of that, if I was selling out. And in a way, yes, but in a way, no. See, I'm not really getting a lot of profit from doing these LEGO videos. Yes, I have the AdSense that's used for main channel, at least. I don't know if it's even on this channel, but I know that the main channel has monetized videos. They have ads that come up either during the video or skippable ads in the beginning of the videos. And as much as I'd like to think that it's helping me, technically, I haven't actually earned anything yet. It's only like an estimate earnings, and they have had some changes recently with YouTube's way of getting money from it. And mainly, I like the whole reason why I dipped into that pool recently, not because I could, but because I do a lot more now. I've been making a lot more mocks. I've been buying much more LEGO on a regular basis. Even inside of this year, I've definitely spent a lot more money than I did, say, this approximate time last year. I mean, I've been buying bigger sets and more sets. I've bought things like the Back to the Future car on a whim because it was only one left, yes, but it was a $40, drop of of buying it. I have, like, I've bought the exosuit twice. I've bought many other sets just kind of not really planning on it, just because it was out there and maybe I wanted it, and I was like, might as well grab it. So, and even that's not even considering all the eBay auctions that I've went through in trying to get older sets and trying to get parts, which also was quite a bit to dip into, but trying to make back with that now. Because I'm doing more spending with Lego and trying to get more Lego sets that I can review on my channel or more parts that I can build for mocks, I have to have some way of making back the money. That's why I have AdSense, but even though I didn't make anything yet with it, it just has the estimate earnings. I don't know all the ins and outs of it, and if anybody knows any better, you can let me know privately. I'm not really sure if there's still a bit that I need to work out with that to actually receive my earnings. It only shows what's like the approximate earnings. And even with the Bricklink store, that's another way for me to make back on some of the purchases that I've made. You know, I've even recently gone into the idea of buying new Lego sets, reviewing them, parting them out, and then making back on those sets for what I paid for them. And hopefully, if I can make enough back that, you know, that I at least break even with what I bought the set for, and you know, and selling the parts on Bricklink, then I could buy the set itself back later. That's not. I don't consider this to be a cheating method personally. I feel like it's a good method because it gets me to get the reviews out there quick, but also, you know, I can give you guys parts, but I can also get my own stuff later on. Consider the Mixels. I bought those, again, on a whim, all of the Mixels from Series 4. That was a $45 drop that day for those Mixels. And yes, in retrospect, maybe not the best thing to do just, you know, without thinking. But I thought that at the time, I thought these are out now and I should probably review them. So I've been trying to review them, and then I had a few technical difficulties with my phone, and that didn't help with trying to get the reviews out quick enough. They are still being worked on. They have all been recorded. All the combos have been recorded, and the videos just need a little bit of editing, and I can put them up. Um, and then once those videos are up, I can throw all the parts into the Bricklink store. You guys can pick them out, and you know, you'll have fun with more pieces to work with. And then if I wanted to collect any of them later, I can do that. Now, why wouldn't I keep the ones that I want and then just sell off the rest? Well, for right now, I know that, I mean, it's a tough thing because when a new Lego set comes out, for a Bricklink seller, you probably want it just to go right into the Bricklink store because it just came out, and if people want certain parts or figures, you can get them right out there very quick and make back profit very fast. I'm no expert on Bricklink, so again, anything I can say here is questionable. I'm gonna take a look into the chat room and see who's here. We got Mr. Dragon 411 and the Brick Wizard. Mr. Dragon's getting the Metroliner. That's very cool. I'd like to have that. I'd like to have just a train setup, even though I have train tracks. But what was I gonna say? For right now, I feel like if I hold back on some stuff, it might not be worth it later in terms of selling it because it would have already been far into distribution and people would just buy it regularly. That's kind of the idea. Actually, I think one of the first sets that I did this whole process with was a double-decker couch. Because after I reviewed that set, I thought this recently came out. People might want it. I could sell it off, make profit, and be able to buy back the set myself from, like, you know, Toys R Us or something, and still have money left over from, you know, what profit I made from the figs and parts. But the only thing is, I only bought one of it, and I don't know if that's a factor. Either that, or it didn't go out as quickly, or maybe I'm not as recognized. That's fine. But a lot of those figures are still sitting in the store. Even Benny is still sitting in the Bricklink store. The only things I've actually been able to take out were the confused Unikitty, a couple of tiles, and Emmet. Those are the only things that I don't have from that set now. Still in the Bricklink store. Um, but the whole idea of it I want to get across is it's been funding part of my Lego spending. You know, being able to get all these Lego sets, I had to have some kind of second or third income, whatever you want to call it, in order to do that. And honestly, I've had thoughts a bunch of times recently where I would just try to buy up a whole bunch of pirate sets or a whole bunch of Speed Champions or anything new that was in the stores now, review them, and then put them right onto Bricklink. The only problem that I have with that is my budget can only go so far. You know, like, credit cards have a credit line, so I don't want to overspend and get, fees or anything charged to that. There's also a time constraint because I'm still a college student. I'm still going to be, working through the semester until May, early May, I guess. That's when I finish up. And that means I'm going to have most of my time occupied. I'm like on a regular weekly basis, on a daily basis. I don't spend a lot of time at home. I spend it a lot at the school for studying and classes. So I can't take that time to build and review these sets efficiently and then throw the parts right on the Bricklink and try to make back. That's why I kind of held off on that, and even getting a bunch of other new sets. I've only been getting new sets little by little. Some of the new Ninjago sets, I picked those up. I picked up a new Friend set. I don't think that went up in a haul video yet. I've been with the one video per day thing. It's really been dicey for me to figure out like what video should go up. Do I put up a new review, or do I put up a haul video, or do I put up news or something else? Yesterday with the unveiling of Lego Dimensions, I thought right after I did the flashbacks video, might as well put up the news. Although that kind of threw me a curveball, because as soon as that news went up, well, first of all, it was up much earlier. People already knew about it. It was already viral hours before I heard about it. So I don't think it was really helpful to me in getting the news out. People already knew things. And even after I posted that news video, which basically said that Lego Dimensions is going to be a new Toys to Life game, it showed 2 pictures. I described like the pieces, ages, when it's going to be released, the price of it in the US, and the figures included. All that stuff, like with the starter pack. And the problem with that was, that's the only bit I mentioned. But as we know now, and as we knew, even like, I knew it even minutes after I put up that video, we were getting a lot more information. We were getting information about the fun packs and the level packs and other things that you can add on to the game. And even things about like what characters can be included in the game, the different worlds that are available, such as, Oz from Wizard of Oz, or Hill Valley from Back to the Future, and things like that. All those things that I skipped over, but people reported news on, and I didn't think I needed to make another news video about it because I already did something, and I didn't want to crowd up people's, the videos that are going up on YouTube by putting out like 3 or 4 videos like, oh, look, there's more information. Oh, look, there's more information. That might drive you guys nuts. I figure you would rather see it in one video, but I didn't know that there was going to be more information coming out. So I just did the news as I found the news. And unfortunately, that wasn't it. So I didn't know it was going to be more yesterday than there actually was. I hope any of this is making sense. And I'm just trying to go through everything in my head, and I guess you guys are just listening in on it to see what's going on. I'm going to look back in the comments and see what you guys are saying. The Brick Wizard says, I think you should just do the channel the way you want to. Do what you enjoy doing. If you like doing live streams, do live streams. Also, I'm not being rude here at all, but it's just my OCD coming out. But your room is very messy. Maybe the first thing you should do is tidy up. Sorry if I'm being offensive. Brick Adjuster does 2 videos a day. If you do a video there can be lots of, then maybe that can be daily one where you can put it up in the morning and another of your choice in the afternoon. Mr. Dragon also says, I'm going to hold off on the game till Black Friday. Brick Wizard says, preach to that. Actually, as far as the game goes, I do kind of want to save up for it, but the problem that I have right now is I've already been investing in Disney Infinity. And I know that the game comes out in September, but I'm going to have to keep that in the back burner while I'm, saving up money for the game. Technically, I'm 2/3 of the way there if I really want to say that now, but I also need to use some of that money to pay back for recent Lego expenses. Anyways, what was I going to say? Well, to acknowledge what the Brick Wizard said, yes, I do want to do things that I want to do and put up videos when I want to put them up. The only problem is I don't want to be one of those people who puts up like 10 videos in one day and then the rest of the week you have nothing left. I mean, yeah, people get busy at different times and maybe that's just the one day where you got a lot done. But the problem that I've found and others have told me is that I put up too many videos per day and it compromises on actually watching the videos. People might watch them days later, regardless if they're busy or not, but just the fact that there are so many videos at once to see, it might be discouraging and they might not be able to keep up, and therefore you get subscriber burn, which, if you haven't heard about that, I think I've mentioned it once or twice before in videos. It's basically, putting up so many videos and people not being able to keep up with the videos. So YouTube might recognize that. It's actually a technical thing with YouTube. They might recognize that and you stop getting updates from that person because you're not watching them as much, so that, it's very difficult. And come to think of it, while we're on that topic, I'm actually going to look through some of the things that you guys said from the channel survey. I think there actually was a thing or two in here about videos. Brick Wizard, you're right. This room is messy. It's always messy. It's kind of like what Mrs. Bricksmith put up the other day on her channel or on her Instagram account about, making a mess about, but she's still like building. I'm still doing a lot of building. In fact, even this morning I made a little bit of a mess trying to update things for the town, which is also also should have been up as a video as well, but yeah. Let's see. I think this is from Mini Bricks. It says, I think there is a more frequent live segment. I think that a more frequent live segment would improve your channel because it would enable you to constantly talk to your audience through Hangouts. And so it would bring more people to your channel and be able to, I gotta keep scrolling it, see your personality and characteristics. Yeah, that's true. Lighting sometimes can be a bit funky. I'm not going to acknowledge who said these. I want to keep the anonymity. Yes, lighting is funky. In fact, the Mixels combo review is funky because, I mean, it's coming up, but I think I mentioned in the video for that. It's funky because of just responding to someone. Sorry, not this time. The problem with that video is because my phone was starting to overheat from the light being too close to the camera. Here's another one that's interesting to me. Stop apologizing so much. We are not going anywhere. If you miss a video, it's okay. You deliver really good stuff. We will watch it whenever it's released. Keep up the uniqueness of your channel. It's good stuff. Okay, so it gives me a little bit of comfort in that. I just feel like, sometimes other channels, when they do post things, they actually get a lot of views. And maybe it's even if they're posting constantly. Keep that in mind. But I think it's also because of the topic, the person, and the quality of the video. Things that are very different from me, for what I can think of. Oh, here's one I wanted to go back to. Less is more. I would probably watch more of your videos if you didn't post but one a day. No offense, but sometimes it's hard to keep up when you post 3 or 4 a day. And that's something that is worth noting. Um, Even myself, when I watch other YouTube channels, I'll go through a day and I'll try to see what channels content comes up, and there's a lot of videos that I've skipped. There are plenty that are just sitting on my watch later list, which is like 400 videos. Point given. Um, so yeah, I miss videos, and I certainly don't want to have that effect on other viewers. People are posting videos as often as I am, but with so many people posting in the same day, you don't want to be the person to post like 10 videos and then nobody watches them, because not even in like in a competitive way compared to other people, I'm not worried about that. It's just a matter of there's 10 videos here and I don't have time to watch them. And people have been watching the videos a little bit more as sorry, I lost my train of thought. People have been paying attention to the videos more as I've been posting one per day. It might be slowing the process, the progress of the channel, but that's why I tried to make the Facebook page. The Facebook fan page is the source for more videos than I'm uploading. As videos are edited and completed, I put them up onto Facebook. You get to see a link there so you can watch the video unlisted, kind of like what JangBricks does, and maybe some other some other channels do. But yes, I did get the idea from him, and it seems like a good idea. That way you're not bombarding your viewers on YouTube itself, but if you want to watch more videos, you have an outlet for it. You get to see more videos as they come up, even though they're not all going on the channel, you know what I mean? I think it makes sense, and I don't advertise the Facebook page that often, even though it's a good, source for seeing more videos. Don't That's because it's Facebook. Much like most social media, you need to have an account on there. And I know that everyone on YouTube doesn't have a Facebook account. So I'm wondering if on just any social media, if I should just put up the unlisted link to a video. Like, instead of just Facebook being the place for it, maybe I could have a separate blog or something. Or maybe put it up on Twitter. That way, depending on what people can reach, they'll be able to see the video. I can't put it on Instagram because Instagram doesn't have a link option. If you try to copy and paste a link onto an Instagram post, you really can't watch it. I don't think you can if you're on the computer either, because you can go through Instagram on the computer. It's very limited compared to the app version on mobile devices. That's what it's made for. But I'm not sure if you can go to links through there. I'd have to check. I'm actually going to check right now. Okay, so you actually can click on links if you're on the desktop or laptop, or whatever you want to call it, the computer. If you're on there and you go to Instagram, you can click on links. I just tried it out. That is interesting. It's good to know. And yeah, I mean, let me see. I'm not even sure where I left off. I mean, I've been kind of going back and forth on a bunch of things right now. As far as the video scheduling, yeah, 1 per day seems fine by me, or even if it was 2 per day, maximum. Let's say if there was a review and a haul, that might be good. Or if there was a special day where it's like a Mock Monday or a flashback or a Q&A and another video. As long as they're not too long for each of those videos, I think that would be okay. And maybe would work for people, you know, that want to catch up with what I'm doing, but it's also not like too much thrown ahead. There are some videos not even published that I think they're either like 2 weeks old or something like that. I mean, there are plenty of videos that are just sitting on the back burner waiting to be published. But there's even one I remember especially. It's the Ariel's Amazing Treasures review. That was when I first started setting up the new studio. And that was, yeah, like about 2 weeks ago, which is kind of weird, but I've pushed it back because of other videos like the 2015 Lego sets. You want to see those. You want to see the new stuff being reviewed right now. Most likely, I'm not trying to generalize, but it does grab people's attention more with the newer Lego sets, the ones you can buy. The reason why I make that kind of generalization is because that's how I started on YouTube. I went to YouTube as a way of finding reviews on Lego sets that I didn't buy yet. And it was kind of the determining factor, or at least gave me a little bit of a taste of the Lego set itself, so that I could make my decision and say, do I want to buy this or not? You know, that even went back to when I was watching the Brick Show back in 2009, before I started my YouTube channel. And I feel like I should do the same for viewers. It's cool to show older Lego sets, but you're not really going to be interested in them as much as today's sets because of building techniques and quality of the pieces. That, and most of them are used, so you'd have to, you know, or discontinued, so you'd have to go through some place like Bricklink or eBay or some other place that's not really like a retail store in order to get them. Even sets now, I'm not really sure. Like the Back to the Future, you know, that came out 2013. I'm not sure. I'm trying to look at the box itself right now. Yeah, it says copyright 2013 on it. So, I mean, yeah, it's an exciting set, but it's not something anyone can get their hands on anymore. As I do sometimes, I get sets after the big rush. It's because I can get them cheaper. And again, keeping the Lego budget in check. Well, at least most cases. Like I said before, the Back to the Future is actually one that cost me a little bit more than the regular price. But regardless, you know, even the Nindroid Mech Dragon, I have that built. I built it a while ago, but I haven't reviewed it yet because it's big. It's gonna take more time for me to review it and try to show everything properly. Other Lego sets have definitely gotten in the way of those. Yes, I heard you guys say that you want more Ninjago reviews, but I think you also said more newer sets. Yes, I actually see a quote unquote try to review newer sets. I mean, it's my thing to like new sets as much as old sets, but I do understand people want to see new sets, and I still like a lot of new sets. I just don't always buy them. I really gave a lot of support for the newer Pirates series, but I still haven't reviewed or bought any. There's one person here that actually says, I think you could do more of your Bricklink updates and reverse hauls. I would like to do more of that, but right now it's a little bit dicey. I actually do have, I think, 1 or 2 reverse hauls that I could put up relatively quickly. One of them was for Mardi Gras Man 2-3, who just had a haul video from Bricklink from me last night, actually. That one just went up on YouTube. And I'm not really trying to time them. It's just, again, with the 1 video per day schedule, and trying to realize people want to see newer stuff instead of older stuff, newer set reviews and things like that. That's where I keep trying to play around with, like, what do I publish? And don't want to publish too much or too long that it'll scare people away. Make some custom Lego minifigure videos. When we submit a character, you can try and make it. That is a good idea, and I actually do have 2 custom minifigure videos. They've been on the back burner since like December, actually, or even before then. You might have seen on Instagram I made a post about Jimmy Neutron and Robot Chicken, those two TV shows. I tried to make the figures in Lego and actually turned out pretty good. There's a lot of editing that goes into that, though, which is one reason why they got pushed back so far. Because I'm trying to edit in the captions that say what part numbers you need for each of the figures. I figure maybe I could try to do it like just put up the video and have it in the description. That might be a swifter way, but it may not be as helpful for people trying to watch the video. Some people might actually want to watch it and see the parts at the same time, like Brick Adjuster does on his on the Who's That Fig videos, because that segment on his channel outlines what parts make up which figures, and they show it on the video as well as saying it. I didn't actually have that at the time for saying them. I don't remember if I did, actually. Improve your channel by doing more gameplays and playing a bigger selection of video games. I would love to do more gameplays. It doesn't have to just be Lego gameplays, but gameplays in general of other games. I've actually wanted to do some for Are you kidding me? All right. I actually wanted to, like, when I bought Disney Infinity, I wanted to do a gameplay series for that. Even though 2.0 has been out for a while. It's been out since like September, I think, 2014. But now that I got my hands on it, and again, because it was cheaper, you know, after the big rush of everybody getting it, I got to save some money in trying to get all the figures and starter pack and things. Is that wrong? I mean, it may be delaying like how soon that thing comes out, but I'm saving money, which can allow me to get more things later, right? But anyways, I wanted to do a gameplay series for that. I actually recorded 2 or 3 episodes, put them up on Maniac for Toys. But the problem was, as they were being uploaded, it said matched third-party content. And when I looked at the specifics, it concerned the music. Yes, music is an easy thing to be targeted for when it comes to gameplays. And yeah, that's I would have loved to put those gameplay videos up and make more of them, but right now it's kind of a bind. Plus, what's even worse than that, in terms of why I'm not doing gameplay videos on any channel, is my recording quality. I put a computer or a phone on a camera setting, face it in front of a screen. That's not great camera quality. That's not great recording quality. And it's also not good audio quality while I'm talking. So that's another reason why I'm not doing gameplays right now and haven't been doing them for a while, is because it doesn't look great. And it's not something that you guys can really appreciate and might not pay attention to. If you see how the camera quality is, you can actually see some of the earlier videos on this channel. I did the entire gameplay series of the Lego Movie video game. I did some for Bionicle Heroes. I think I did the first Bionicle game also. And I can't remember if there are any other Lego games, if I did them on the Maniac for Bricks channel. Maniac for Toys, I did a whole bunch of video games here and there. Some of them from the Nintendo Entertainment System, or NES. Some of them on Game Boy, little bits of them. Didn't do the entire series. That's another thing that's a problem. Some games, I don't complete them, in general. I either give up on them or don't have the time to play them all the way through. So there are a bunch of, actually, if you were following Maniac for Toys when it was Van Purple 09, you could see there were a lot of gameplay videos that were incomplete. They only had like a couple episodes because I couldn't get past a certain point, or I just got bored of it. Half-Life 2 is a prime example of that. I really didn't understand anything in the game. It just had me going around shooting people and no real story developed, at least from my perspective. And I never played Half-Life 1, so I don't know if there's like a, you know, something to follow through with. I just kept going around to different sewers and shooting aliens, and there wasn't really something that was making me want to play it more. And I stopped that series. Portal, I stopped it because it just got challenging at a point. There's some puzzle that I couldn't figure out and still haven't really gone back to it. But there are plenty of games that I've played, and plenty of them I have not finished. Very few video games I've actually ever finished playing, if they're not like Donkey Kong, like the arcade version of Donkey Kong. The fear of gameplays is all these factors, some more than others. Mostly the recording, because it's not how you to appreciate a gameplay series if you can't actually see what it is. Sometimes it gets very blurry when I try to do it with the camera or the laptop cam. Or sometimes it's just hard to hear things or see things, so can't really appreciate the gameplay if you can't see it. And I've tried to do, on this channel at least, I tried to do a test live stream of using Minecraft and maybe other games that I could do with Google Hangouts. But it was a very tough process because my computer couldn't handle the Hangout and the game being played at the same time, with screen kind of screen sharing it over each other. I'm definitely giving a lot of long answers to these things, but some people may not know the full story, may not have followed the entire time, so this is why I wanted to explain them. Mainly the recording quality as far as the video games, but there are also other factors, like I said. Try to keep your videos less than 6 minutes. Yeah, that is a bit of a challenge. Actually, considering some of my even recent videos. I mean, I've looked at all of these before, but I'm not really sure how I'm going to keep them less than 6 minutes, but also keep it free for me to say what I think about something. I'm thinking, and I've thought about this before, is maybe I should just try to write a script and have that ready for the video. It's not something that everybody does. In fact, a lot of people don't do that. A lot of people speak openly on the spot when they're doing a review or a haul or any video, even a mock. Some may use scripts, but I'm not really sure if it's gonna sound as fresh and maybe even sound like with better personality behind it, because I'm just reading from something and I might not have a lot of character to it, the way that, like, right now I'm changing around my voice so you get what I'm saying, emphasize different things. It'd be a little bit more to practice, but maybe, I don't know if it's gonna be something I can really work with to make the videos good like they already have been, or even better. I don't know. The town updates are great, but I'd love to see more under the town. Yes, this actually was actually the person who said this comment. I've already talked to them about how I've been working more on the underground. I know, again, the city update, way past late. At this point, it's practically a mid-month update. I know, it doesn't feel like it's late because it's April 10th. But usually everyone gets their updates up like April 1st. Or even March 31st. Or April 2nd. So early on, and I wasn't ready for that change. I did have updates to the town since like the beginning of April. Like, I added a whole nother segment to the town itself. I have another building that's put in there. But the main area I want to work on, not only because this person said so, but because it's really been lacking for a long time, is the underground section. It's going to take a little bit more work for me because it's a small area. I can't really fit my hand underneath as I thought I did initially. And I'm going to have to like take off everything and then go in there, try to build it up. I was actually trying to think of like putting a rail system in there so I could have like these little mine carts running back and forth. It's been a tricky process to actually make them work because they're going to have an extra function to it. It's kind of made things complicated. So maybe I'll just go with like the rail cars being, the mine carts just going in there back and forth freely. You might have seen in the Mock Monday video the mountain wall explosion or something like that. That is an idea that's going to work into the mines. It's not something I've been able to duplicate yet because, like I said earlier, I don't have all the time for it. In a weekly schedule, to give you an idea, I have roughly 2 to 3 classes per day, Monday through Thursday. Friday is the most open day that I have. Wednesday, I mean, the other days have some openings here and there, but it's in between a bunch of other stuff. Plus, I have clubs. I have, um, I have homework. There are plenty other things that are dominating my time, and it's not a bad thing. These are all priorities. With Lego being a second thing, but I just take it so seriously. It seems like it's a priority. So I'm actually trying to look, and I'm probably going to change around the mine carts, make them a lot more simple. I do have a few miners that are ready to go in there, but again, I just have to do a lot more work on actually building inside of the area itself. I would love to do it on camera right now, but I can't because it's a little hard to fit the camera around there and actually show that I'm just building and not actually show me in it. That's another thing that I'd like to do more often. Keep my face not in every video. I mean, it can show up every now and then, maybe be on live streams and whatnot. That's no problem. But when it's in every single video, like it was when I was trying to get my phone fixed, I thought it was kind of boring and not as exciting, and maybe made me look like I wasn't enthusiastic about what I was talking about. So, plus, I also want to keep that kind of protection of, not showing myself all over the place. The internet is a big place, to put it simply. Brick Wizard says, I loved your lava mock thing, genius. Yeah. I mean, it is a good idea. I just need to take time and actually develop it so I can make a whole bunch more of them. But I feel like I should probably work on a non-schedule basis. Considering all these different things about what I have time and what I don't have time to do for the LEGO channel, it should probably be on a basis where if I can do something, I just put up the video. And that would sound great, again, like we said earlier, but I just have to keep it in reason. I mean, again, I look to other YouTubers for inspiration and a little bit of guidance, because some of them just got, or at least appear to have they have it worked out for them. They know when and when not to do or don't do something. Take Jang Bricks. Again, I know it's not the most popular for our LEGO community, but for me, I rely on him for a little bit of guidance. The way he does things seems very professional, while still having fun with LEGO. He's able to do updates, mocks, and of course reviews. Of course, for me, I do a lot more than that. I do mocks, I do Q&A, I do occasionally live streams. I do I mean, if you saw the channel survey, I've been going through a lot of segments, and maybe the combination of them is not a great thing either. I've thought about it a couple times that perhaps I should drop the reviewing segment. Just buy sets the way I like them and not have this fear of, not getting them up right away, or, disappointing people when I can't get them up. It's something I thought about. I'm not sure if it's like, I feel like it's a good option, but I also feel like that's also kind of not a great one, because I love talking about LEGO sets. I love expressing my thoughts on them. That reminds me of the Brick Adjuster, actually, because he gets questions on his Q&A about different LEGO themes or sets particularly, even though he's done the reviews for them. So maybe that's a good direction? I'm not really sure. But also, reviews are helpful for my channel on a big basis. They're good material that allow me to, that give people like a real sense of what a set is. I do talk a lot about it though, so it does kind of compromise on the time to watch the video. Even if it's a simple set, I still tend to take a long time to make the video. Or there's, that's why I tried to go to Roundabout Bricks. That was going to be a segment where you could see the set entirely. You see the play features. You get to see how it's built. No opinion, which means it'll be much shorter. The opinion is probably one of the things that drags it out the most when it comes to any, if I'm looking at a set. That and, the unboxing of it, which I don't know if you guys like as a segment. I kind of like it. I know it's sometimes unnecessary, but I think it's also nice to show it because sometimes I usually think of down the road later on, people might not, either when it's really new or really old, the set might be interesting to see what it was like packaging. What was it like in the instructions? What was the box art looking like? Because things change over time, and maybe it'll be interesting. Excuse me. Mr. Dragon says, review what you like. The Brick Wizard says, I have a question that would help my channel. I'm asking you because it's good when it comes to advice. Thank you. Do you know of any voice modifiers that make your voice sound good? My voice sounds so bad. Honestly, I have no idea about that area. Even in my own, recording experience, again, I don't put a lot of effort into the technology that I use for recording videos. I have a camera, I can record videos, and that's it. I don't try to change up the voice or anything, or use any kind of programming to really, make the quality better. I know, I don't really know if there's a way to. I feel like Minifigure Collector might know a thing or two about it because he does modify his voice. Although I'm not really sure. I'm not sure if I can recommend it. Not because of him, but just because I don't know what he does with it exactly. And there are actually people. I'm actually totally okay with that. With the idea of modifying your voice. Like I said before, I play a lot of video games, so I actually, instead of watching Lego videos, sometimes I'll watch video game videos. And not just gameplays, but even people who talk about video games. One example is Gaijin Goomba. He's a YouTube user. He's very recognized by his high-pitched voice, but that's not his voice. There are some videos where you get to actually see and hear him for a little bit, and that's not his voice. He disguises it for his own purposes. Whether or not he thinks his voice is bad, I don't know, but I do know that he used it for protection, so he's not, because what he said, it's actually a really good video. I'll see if I can link to it in the description or in the chat. It's actually it's something that I've even thought about with my channel, not about modifying my voice, but about using my sig fig as being it's representing me, first of all, which is, something everybody has been doing. Brick Rookie says, I'm watching, but for some reason I can't comment. Okay. You might be on mobile. But it's kind of a protection of identity, so that, the thoughts that you express can... I'll see if I can bring it up. I don't really have the best words to describe it the way that Gaijin Goomba did. And even though it's his own personal preference, it actually makes a lot of sense. And that's something else I kind of want to try more of, is trying to make sense with my videos. Having a script would allow me to look over what I want to say, but I don't know. Again, I don't know if the delivery is going to be as, it might even take me more time to make the videos if they're scripted. I remember that being the case when I started out Q&As with Brainiac for Bricks, if anybody remembers that. That was going to be a daily Q&A, which I didn't get a lot of questions for when it started up, and this segment kind of died because of that. But it was going to be this kind of scripted style. It just had it had my sig fig in there. So yeah, I don't know. All right. But it, even with my future plans for the channel, and even right now, you know, I'm a very opinionated person, and my opinion is well open to question and well open to you know, some people could disagree with my opinion. Let me see if I can find the video. I'll just have it playing in the background so you get a feel for it. Oh, it's actually a 9-minute video. All right. I'm going to instead just link it in the description. That might actually be better. So you guys can watch it on your own time. It's not that I 100% would adapt to what he's doing, but it does make a lot of sense to me in terms of seeing things. Comments can't contain links. Oh. Well then, please put the link in your description and refer to it in a comment. All right. I know I've been talking for a lot, and I think it's good for me to let you guys talk for a bit. I've went through most, if not all, of the channel survey responses. Oh, there's a whole bunch here I missed. Oh, somebody said more Ninjago. That's why I bought the 2 Ninjago sets and reviewed them. I was hoping to get more of them, but again, finances. Got to put things in perspective. I can't. That's really the tough thing about being a LEGO reviewer. It's hard to be selective if you want to get the most audience involved with what you're doing. And being a LEGO reviewer, I can't fully commit to that. You know, I can't do something like Brick Show, Brick Queen, Jang Bricks, Just Too Good. I can't just buy a whole bunch of Lego and make quick videos for it. I know Just Too Good doesn't always, but anyways, he's also he figures things out too. You know, he's got busy times and can't always make videos on a regular basis, but when he does, they got hundreds of views. I don't always upload videos on a regular basis. Never mind. I'm not nitpicking at him right now. Someone here said I think you should do more mocks. I love seeing those. I think it's good for me to do the mocks on a weekly basis because, again, with my time and just the thought process of making mocks. The time machine mock that I put up on Instagram last night was something I just thought about yesterday. And that thought for making a time machine tried to come to me earlier in the week, but I didn't have it ready for Mock Monday. So, yes, it's another late video for my schedule. But I don't know. See, I'm all about the schedule, about that schedule, no trouble. We have fun here. I'm all about that schedule. The reason why I'm so focused on doing it on a schedule is that people can come back and expect things at a certain time. A lot of times with LEGO YouTubers, they'll put up videos whenever they want to, which is fine for them. But for me, I feel that if I have a schedule, people can expect when the LEGO video is going to come up. The surprise of the actual video is good because you'll just be like, there are reviews going up. But which reviews? We don't know until they go up. It's going to be a mock on Monday. What mock? We'll find out. You know, something like that. Flashbacks is a segment. But what's going to be talked about in flashbacks? You got to go and find out. You know, it seems like it still has its mystery of the video content, but the main topic, the segment itself, is something you can expect. And maybe, I don't know if that works. If it doesn't work, I mean, I've been experimenting for quite a while. When I started out on YouTube, I didn't do a lot of experimenting. I just did reviews. I did them 100 times a day, and maybe even posted a whole bunch in the same day, but really long ones too. When I started out, it was very amateur, and I'd like to think that I've improved since then. Lighting and camera quality doesn't quite let me appreciate the video to my likings, and also, even though you're somewhat new and you're growing to it, you seem a bit timid, which isn't so well for subscribers. No offense. There's a little bit more here. Just remember to keep talking and always pronunciate a bit more. It really helps, and it is well appreciated. Also, it would be great to have live streams a bit more to really help boost your relationship with your subscribers. And remember that the my A and M love you. I don't know what that means. I don't know what that last part meant. But yeah, I'd love to do more. It's just I don't know. I feel like I'm walking in circles. I'm like a boat with one oar, just turning around. Just saying the same things over and over again. Speaking a little bit louder and having a studio, quote unquote studio, where you do vlogs and stuff like a green screen or a minifigure wall or posters or other things, but things that will draw your viewers' attention away from you, the speaker. But not things that will draw your attention away from the view and the speaker and not listening to what you had to say. Hope you get to read this, if possible, could you check out my channel and give me some pointers? Yeah, I mean, some people ask me to check out their channels. I'm fine with that. Sometimes again, I get busy, so I try to do what I can in seeing other channels. When you do the vlogs, I'd like to see a background other than just a mess. Yeah. I mean, with both of those questions, it is good to have a clear background. And I think when I work more on this channel, it would be good to do it in a background where I don't have to be in the video for the vlog. But maybe if I did, I just have to find a spot where I can actually put a white background. And like, yeah, I had the white background for the studio, but it's pushed back against the table right now because it's used for reviewing and other videos. But when I do it for, say, I don't know, anything else, maybe even the vlogs could be in that style where I just have my minifig, my sig fig, against its own background, so I don't have to clear a lot of space to make it fit for real me, and it'll be enough that it could work for the sig fig me and be more interesting to see the sig fig in good quality. More Bricklink videos. Improve the mic on your videos. I can't always hear you. Yes, I've learned that when I use the webcam for recording videos, it's not as great in terms of audio or visual quality as my phone is. The phone is good, but it only has so much capacity, so it means I'm gonna have to keep dumping out videos in order to record more. There were one or two videos where I tried to use a clearer webcam to work with my laptop, and the audio was really bad. Really couldn't hear anything from that. As far as audio adjustments, I've been trying to do it with I've been trying to do it a little bit with YouTube Editor, but it's hard to make it without making it fuzzy. Because if I make it too loud, it's going to sound fuzzy. And I don't know if it comes too much through, but it's definitely a hard thing when I'm trying to put a background music into the video. The background music, I think, is a nice idea to lighten up the video so that I can so it just seems like more is going on and it's not as blank and quiet. It makes it, exciting to watch the video. A lot of people put background music in their videos. There's one person here that says don't do anything. There's a few people actually say I can't think of anything right now. Maybe time limit on your videos. It's perfect. If anything, clean or better organize your Lego space. Not saying it to be mean, but it would improve the professional lives of your channel. Yes, I think I mentioned before about the cleaning. Not to mention, but if you do in little clips on YouTube, you might find new things you never knew you had. All in all, good channel to watch. Cheers. You should improve your camera. That's all. Just relax a little more and not seem as nervous. I mean, maybe I seem nervous because I'm doing so many videos a day or trying to get them done. And maybe a few times when I do them, they don't work out. I've had a bunch of times where I would cut off a video because I said something wrong or I kept like stuttering. Um, these are things that I have to work with my speech. You know, even when I say things with an S or a C sound, where like S and C, like you're hearing it right now, I don't say it completely well, and it's not really a speech impediment. That's why I never really brought it up. But it's just something that in the past I've tried to go for a speech, sessions for that, and it hasn't really improved. Not because of the fault of the teacher or the instructor, but I guess the practice didn't really help out, um, or lack of, therefore. There's also just trying to think off the top of my head, which can be a problem because I have these pauses, I have ums, I have like, I have, other words that are used, maybe sometimes tripping over myself and saying the same things over and over again, and trying to speak too fast, like now, where I'm making all the mistakes right on camera for you guys. You could probably recognize it. And in trying to speak faster, yes, I don't pronounce all the words correctly. And sometimes I'm just trying to think it through right now. There's a lot. This is why, I mean, among other things, this is why I don't consider myself to be like a higher up channel. Not because of the subscribers, not because of the views, not because of my collection, but because of my performance. And I know that bigger channels also have ums and likes, and maybe you can't hear them all the clearly, but they make effort. They make effort to work on it. Even right now, that was a stutter. And I knew what to say, but I didn't get it out there. I'm not like William Shatner, just talking with a whole bunch of words and then taking pauses. So, I don't know. This is why I'm not really sure about the future for the channel. I mean, I do want to improve things, but I'm not sure how soon. More mocks and more video, sound and graphics. I'll let you guys in on something interesting, but hold on. Before I do that, I'm gonna check out your comments. Okay. Let's see. I'm gonna make a minifigure collector bat signal. That's funny. I actually like that idea. Just have like a head with a turban or something. I don't know. That'd be funny. So the Brick Wizard says, why do you do Lego YouTubing? And why do you like Lego? I think that's a good thing to come back to, because I think the thing I like best about Lego is the creativity. There's so many colors, there's so many shapes, styles of pieces, lots of different minifigure faces, torsos, combinations of really the possibilities of building with Lego are endless. I'm looking around at some stuff that I'm building with, like even my recent mocks or even the town that I've been working on. I think to myself how those pieces used to be used in different Lego sets, different mocks that I've built over time, and it kind of makes me happy. It makes me happy to see the change in what I can build as I want to build it. That time that I tried to go to Playmobil and take a pause from Lego for a while is a good example of that, because with Playmobil I could play with race cars or people, but I couldn't change them into anything else. And that's where the fun kind of stopped, because I knew with Lego and other brands like Mega Bloks or other things, that was a big freedom. You could take any one piece and change it to something completely different. I used to take parts from like Lego airplanes, like the city airplanes, and change them into giant containers. I used to have one that was a safe. Um, the the creativity with Lego makes me feel free, and when I'm stressed and I just need something to relax me and to open my mind a bit, I could just play with Lego. I could just build with it, play with things, move them around. It's great. It's a nice idea. It's it's something that really makes a person feel good, that they have their own little world that they can make all their own physically. I mean, Minecraft is a virtual representation, but with Lego, it's real. It's there. I can do a lot of things with it. I also love. I mean, I've said that I like all the different things that Lego has and Lego can do, and with that, there are all different kinds of Lego stories and Lego, the things like all the different Lego themes that have come out over the years, the improvement of building quality with all those different sets. Building Astro Bistro was a lot of fun for me because it was taking me into a new direction for what I could build. It got me to really think, even with building the sliding door function. That was something that I didn't make before, but opened my mind as a concept, something to build in Lego and understand some basic engineering, the way gears move. Um, Lego, for me, opens the door to a lot of possibilities, a lot of creativity, a lot of freedom, a lot of things. So, even the time machine mock that I made last night, that was an Aqua Raider set. Imagine if that was something from another brand where all the pieces are fixed. I couldn't make that into a time machine the way I can with Lego. Or, again, Mega Bloks and other brands, construction toys. Um, and for the question about why do you do Lego YouTubing? I don't know if telling the story about how I started is helpful, but it kind of does. When I started on YouTube as a Lego channel, I wanted to not only express what I think and express what I feel about Lego sets, but also provide helpful information. I've always considered myself someone who knew a lot about Lego. And although I don't know everything about it, as, you know, as some people say I do, thinking about the haul video last night from Marty Gras Man 23, he says that I know everything about vintage Lego. But then you put me next to Brickstar, he knows a lot more than I do. Then you put both of us next to They Might Be Bricks, he knows more than both of us. So yeah, some people know more than others. That's okay. But I think it's nice to show people things that maybe they didn't know before. Um, But even when it comes to when I started on YouTube, yeah, I wanted to express my love of Lego. I wanted to express my what I could do with Lego, what I feel about Lego. You know, sometimes Lego sets are hit and miss and don't always perform as well as others. Um, I think if I go back to my YouTube channel, I should be able to find something in the about section that I wrote a while ago that might like express what I thought for my ideas, you know, for what I wanted to get out of a Lego YouTube channel. Over time, it's changed a bit. I think that when I was doing news segments, well, for one thing, going on and off about it is really not helpful for people actually following me for news. Um, unless I keep doing it consistently, it's not real. You know, it's hard to say that I'm a reliable source because I've skipped news a bunch of times and I don't really make them up later on. But if I go back to the actual channel, let me see if it's here. It's a little paragraph here. It says this was written a while ago. I think I said it when this might have been written when I had Maniac for Lego for a brief time. It says, but I changed it a little bit since then. It says, "Welcome to Maniac for Bricks' Lego Set Reviews. Formerly known as Maniac for Lego, I review all kinds of Lego sets from mid-90s to the present, but I have recently delved more into vintage Lego sets to review as far back as the 1970s. I used to review Connect sets on a regular basis from 2012 to 2014, from themes such as Angry Birds and Mario Kart. Reviewing Lego products since July 1st, 2012, I have improved on reviewing and video skills. I have been a Lego fan for almost my whole life, and I'm happy to share Lego information with the world. Joey's goals for this channel include, but are not limited to, reviewing Lego content that viewers would like to see, both past and present, sharing Lego information and my own creations with the community, connecting with my audience through Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. Enjoy the channel." And there's also a link in the bottom for this channel, the Extras channel. Some of that has changed over time as far as the description, but it kind of gives a sense of what I really thought about for what I want to do with YouTube and what I want people to understand what I do. So I'm not sure. I mean, all those seem like the same goals. And sorry I didn't acknowledge it before, but hi, minifigure collector. I saw you were here. I just had a thing. I just kind of had my thoughts going. Brick Wizard says, yes, the signal worked. Do you use a voice modifier? I don't. Like I said, I don't have anything special after recording a video that I use for technology, except for YouTube Editor. But even then, it's not modifying my voice. It might increase the volume and try to change it around with like compared to the background music. So I don't know. I just want to get a lot of stuff off my plate. And honestly, the whole reason for this live stream kind of occurred to me last night. I don't want to get too personal about it, but I was talking to Minifigure Collector. Oh, okay, sorry. Yeah, sorry about that. But last night, as I've been thinking throughout this week, actually, I've been doing a lot with Lego. And it feels good to do a lot with Lego. Not even just during this week, but I just mean in general. But the problem I find with it is it overwhelms me. It compromises on things I gotta do. And even when there's a whole bunch of Lego stuff I want to do, I don't always get to it because of other Lego things that I want to do. I've had a segment that I've planned almost a year ago, maybe even more than a year ago, that I wanted to put onto this channel. No videos for it have been made, and only a little bit has been seeping out more recently about what this segment is. I've talked about it with a few people. I may have even talked about it here once or twice, but I keep getting tossed and turned about doing this because there's so many other things I'm working on now, you know? Even right now, I just have a whole bunch of reviews to take care of. Things that have been coming in from eBay, things that I've bought from stores. I still need to review a few collabs that I need to work on. So many Lego sets to work on, and I'd like to, it's one thing to just get them out there, but it's another thing to just try to do it orderly, I guess. I'm not really sure. I got ideas all the time. You guys know that. In fact, I was talking with BrickLover18 on Twitter. He put out a message that asked about if anyone had Lego ideas to let him know. And I already threw up a couple ideas the same time that he posted that on Twitter. Because I'm always full of Lego ideas. I just don't have the time or ability or technology to make all of them. And honestly, there are lots of Lego things I don't want to do because it takes too much time, because there's so much to it that I might not be able to do it, because I may not have the proper skills or equipment to do it. I don't want to be the do everything channel, but I like to do a lot of things. I mean, like I said before, I used to do Lego gameplays, but I realized that I didn't have good technology and it wasn't really helping people watch the videos. Brick Wizard just said, I think you should take a break from YouTube to sort your room out. I know I need to sort the room out. Really. I mean, one of the things that I've been trying to do as far as sorting the room out is, number one, did a moving around of the furniture. Number two, if I can review more sets, I can bag them up, put them away. They take up less space. Number three, moving around a bunch of boxes that have different pieces. Yeah, they all need to be taken care of. I just hate taking breaks from the channel. Not because I want to keep the content. Not only because I want to keep the content going and don't want to lose track of everything, but I already had a break earlier this year. And it was a really short break. And I had 3 really short breaks last year too. I feel like if I take too long of a break, then I'm really not going to get back in the routine of things. And it'll kind of take away from what I can actually do. I don't know what I'm able to do if I were to take a long break and just work things out. But I know it's not the best thing to keep things going when there's still plenty to be, taken care of. I almost feel like I should just put up a whole bunch of video. I mean, what I tried to do earlier was, as I was moving around furniture and getting the camera sorted out for my phone, that was the last break that I had because of that, technological error. I really, I don't know. Minifigure Collector says, what are your thoughts on LEGO Dimensions games? I posted a thoughts video a little while ago, and I would like to talk about it more now that we got more information, because there are still a lot more things I think about it. especially when I've been getting into Disney Infinity, I can now understand the concept of having an open world and switching out characters, having different abilities, getting a skill tree, and things like that. Those are all good things that I'm now learning about, and I'd love to talk more about it. Um, Especially for what my thoughts are about Lego, Dimensions. Mr. Dragon says team up with someone to do reviews. Yes, I have been doing that in and out. I'd like to do most of the reviews for myself on this channel, but I also like to acknowledge other people too and give them a bit of chance with the reviews. Even with Minifigure Collector, we've been trying to work on a few reviews. A few scheduling errors came up, as well as the camera quality. So yeah, I've been trying to do that. I've actually tried to do one with the kid vlogger. The first night review was with him. That's why it's a longer video. That's also a thing I'm afraid of, is making it a longer video when trying to talk about the set. So I feel like maybe what I should do for reviews, not something that's going to happen right away, but maybe something that would happen a little bit later on, at least in publication. I should just show everything. Like, here's the set, here's the stats of this set, here's the minifigure, here's the play features, here's the models, and then do the thoughts. Not try to separate them into, what are my thoughts on just the figure? What are my thoughts on just this? What are my thoughts on just that? That's a thing that people like to do. It's an easy thing to do. I like doing it, but I feel like it takes up too much time. I found myself, when I try to do the videos, I'd keep spinning it around just to show that there's activity and show that something's actually happening on the video. Not really because, not because you didn't see it. You already get to see it a few times. But I'm just talking. So I just spin it around to be like, so I can just like show something and show it again while I'm talking. And I say channels here about like changing up the channels because I've been trying to do a little bit more with Maniac for Toys. I'd like to get more into it, but not as big as Maniac for Bricks. I don't want to make it a one video per day thing. In fact, I'd like to make it every now and then. I thought about maybe making it every one day of the week, but that's also kind of I don't know if that's a good time for me because there's a lot of stuff that I've bought and a lot of stuff that needs to be reviewed, but it also conflicts with all these other factors I've said. So I don't know. I feel like reviews are good for a channel, but they're oversaturated. And like everybody does like reviews. So, and it's nice for everyone to get their own thoughts out about a set, whether or not they have it. But in terms of actually watching videos, I don't know if it's all that helpful. I know some people do better quality when they show their reviews. I know some people do better thoughts when they do their reviews. I'm really just staring, and I really don't know what to do now. By the way, I'll be right back because my phone, I mean my computer, while I'm having the live stream on, is starting to lose some battery. I'll be right back. Yep. All right, is everybody still there? Good. I'm glad the computer didn't die out yet. All right. So let's see. Minifigure Collector says, when I brought 2 minifigures random from Toys R Us online, I got 2 minifigures I wanted. The only I'm looking for now is female Cyclops. Yeah, Minifigure Collector, I honestly don't know if the Series 12 is in stores. I would help you out with that for finding the female Cyclops. I personally haven't found them yet, but I could try to check Toys R Us and see if they still have the figures. Target no longer carries them for me, at least near me. And that background noise, Brick Wizard, that was just me talking with my mom upstairs. She was watching a funny drama show. Some guy got pushed off a balcony. Spoilers. You guys probably don't watch soap dramas. Nah, it's fun. I mean, I do other things. See, you know, I try not to make Lego all my life. I feel like it has. Even compromising other things, like, you know, spending time with others, hanging out with friends. You know, I think about it a lot when I think about it when I'm at school or when I'm home, and you know, sometimes I stay up late thinking about Lego, just trying to, you know, improve things. I'm just having thoughts, but I don't really have any conclusions. Spoilers. Dying of laughter. Yeah. Uh I mean, yeah, if you got, I mean, this is something that I like to do. It's not really a segment. It's not really a video thing. I'm totally okay with talking with you guys about what you're looking for from Lego, or for Lego, like collectible minifigs and things like that, and trying to pick them up, or poly bags. Uh, Brick Wizard, I don't always do Lego. I watch Big Bang Theory, other shows, draw. That's good. I mean, that's definitely good. Jaster, as well as others, may have said that I think too much about Lego. And you know what? He's right. I do. I think about it all the time. One of the segments that I wanted to work on this channel, which I've been trying to work on for a year in terms of concept, which you may have heard about through the Instagram account once or twice, maybe on the Facebook page, but that's definitely thinking too much about Lego. It's a thing. I don't even really bring it up that much here, but it's a thing called Lego theory. I mean, temporarily. That's what I'm calling it. I'm also calling it by the name Bricks on the Brain, not to relate to Bricks on the Dollar, as in Clutch, but it's a concept kind of like game theory, but with Lego. I try to take Lego, understand its story and its styles and its cultural references, and adapt them to what we know in real life. Brick Wizard. Speaking of drawing, I'd like to comment on the FNAF drawing. Brick Wizard, I think you already know how I feel about Five Nights at Freddy's. I'm not really a big fan of it. Oh, hey, there's, should I report this as news? The Brick Swag box just got bigger. According to Brick Builders Club, well, this is like half an hour ago, but anyways, he says, it says, there's so much Brick Swag in April that we need a new box, and actually shows like a thicker box and a little bit wider for packaging. This is interesting. But, where was I? I keep jumping all over the place. Well, I don't remember if I saw the drawing Brick Wizard. If I did, I probably was like, it looks cool. I didn't really think about like if it's scary or something. Um, oh yeah, it just looked cool. I wasn't like scared by it or anything. It's not like it's good for the detail, but not too realistic to scare me because I'm not a fan of Five Nights at Freddy's. I swear, sometimes I feel like if I were to, like, the thing I would definitely consider about selling out is if there's something popular going on and jumping on the bandwagon of building something in Lego or doing something in Lego that reenacts it. Not to say that other people, when they make like Five Nights at Freddy's in Lego, are sellouts. But for me, that would feel like that because I am not a fan of that. But doing it just to get the viewership is stupid. It's not really a great thing to do. Something I hate about Brickswag and BritLoot is that they're only limited to the US. I know we get exclusive stuff like Team GB, but it's really frustrating. You weren't meant to be scared. And I would like to help Brick Wizard. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I mean, yeah, Brick subscription boxes are a little bit tough right now. But I'm sure that if they keep going and they keep making more, out of, like, if they get more people interested in it, maybe they could bring it overseas. It may be a little bit more expensive to do that, but depending on the success of it, they might carry it out further. You know what I mean? That's just like with Lego. They started in Denmark and now they're spreading all over the world. They've just grown. Mr. Dragon 411 says, "What Rock Band games do you have?" I have Rock Band 1, Rock Band 2, Rock Band Lego, Rock Band Green Day. Some of the track packs, I don't remember the exact ones, but I think Volume 2 track pack and AC/DC Rock Band. PM me on YouTube or DM me on Instagram. Oh, you're gonna have an internet chat. I couldn't tell. So I don't know if this is helping you guys. I know that when I started this, it was supposed to be a bit of compromising between the audience and me to figure out what to do. In terms of like, in terms of figuring out what where should I carry the channel and how do I interact better with you guys and how do I, do the things you'd like to see. Honestly, even when I saw I saw a review go up last night for Jurassic World. Just Too Good got the Jurassic World set. I don't want to be mad at him for getting it early, but it kind of puts me on pressure because now the next new thing is out, and I'm still working from not so well. Excuse me. Still working from a while ago in terms of doing things. I'm going to have to join you in a game, Mr. Dragon 411. I've mentioned it before through here and Instagram, and I don't want to disappoint you, but I can't play right now online with other users. Not because of favoritism to other users, but especially with the Xbox and especially with the Wii, for any console gaming, basically, I don't have online capabilities right now. I haven't situated them, or for like the Xbox Live, I still need to get more, get more of those like 3-month subscription things, to allow you to play for that period. I know I had 1 or 2 codes around here to do that, but I don't know where they are. They're lost, so I don't know if I can actually play online. Plus, I'm kind of putting off the prospect of playing online because I'm not good at some things. I was watching part of Jaystifer's Minecraft live stream last night, and I saw the impressive town that he and other people have built. And I know that he said that, that he'd like to have me join, but there is that time factor, because I'm 3 hours ahead of him. which is a bit of a problem in it. But also the fact that I'm not good. I'm really not that good. Honestly, I wanted to put up a Minecraft video. Maybe I'll still put one up. But what I have so far in Minecraft has really not changed too much. Again, because I have other things I'm doing and I can't focus on it right away or all the time. But even when I do focus on it, I spent like a couple hours earlier this week trying to improve things on Minecraft, and I only went backwards. I lost a lot of iron. I lost a lot of items. Some of my more advanced weaponry, which advanced is a hard term, it's like I think I might have had an iron pickaxe or an iron sword at best. I didn't even find diamond yet. I have redstone. I have just a wooden house with 2 floors. I've only recently made glass and used ink to make the glass like stained or like different color. It's kind of interesting. I still don't know how to make things on my own in terms of Minecraft. Like if I go into a crafting table, how do I set things up in order to make it? I've had to look up 2 or 3 times how to make bread. Bread! You guys probably think I suck at Minecraft because I do. And I don't want to be in for something on like a multiplayer server or whatever you want to call it with my bad experience. I want to try to perfect it on my own, try to work things out, try to learn on my own and be able to do better. Not to like fake it, but if I jump on a server, I'd walk around and being like, I don't know what to do here. Meanwhile, what I'm doing right now, I keep getting blown up by creepers, and I had to turn peaceful to easy. Or easy, it was easy to peaceful. Because it was like, there's too many monsters, I can't sleep at night. I like, every time I tried to sleep in Minecraft, it's like, there are too many monsters outside your house, you can't sleep. It's like, crap. I just want to sleep so I don't explode anything, and then I do. It's because I'm trying to fight off monsters. Or I die. I just die in the middle of the night. I don't want to do that because I'm going to lose all my stuff. And I do lose stuff. Even when I'm next to my house, I've lost a whole bunch of my stuff. There's also a reason why I don't play video games that often. Other than the fact that I don't get the time or interest to continue playing them, I'm really bad at video games, and it tears me up inside. That's why it's definitely why I don't want to show it on a YouTube channel. Rant over. Oh boy. Brick Wizard. Well, if you want a female Cyclops, just offer me a figure back. Mainly hot dog guys because I'm making an army. Or something else I don't know. Also, if you live in the US, it might affect me sending because my parents think it's a waste of money. There is also there is no instruction leaflet. Wait, I think I missed something up here in my rant. Brick Wizard says, I suck at games sometimes. It's best to hone down on one game and perfect it. I once went into a game, I sucked at it, so I team killed and got banned. And then see me get the last one. All right, yeah, I really don't know. I really don't know. I'm actually looking at something right now I got from eBay. Going back to the Lego, in case you guys wanted to hear more about it. There are 2 Lego sets I'm looking at right now I got from eBay, incomplete. I don't even know if I want to complete them, or if I have the parts to complete them. One of them is one of those giant model team sets, where it's like not really minifigure scale, it's really big. Mr. Dragon 411, good luck getting all the animal guys, because I looked yesterday. The Gorilla Suit guy is at least $26 in the United States. I don't know if it's used or new, but it's definitely a high price. Speaking of Bricklink, I do want to work more on your guys' sig figs, and it's actually funny to see Minifigure Collector here, because I was actually looking yesterday to find his parts, or at least find the genie so I can make the sig fig. I'd love to make more sig figs and throw them into the town. The town is getting a little bit crowded now because I got a few more sig figs made. I'm gonna have to work more on it. But I also want to have permanent sig figs, not have to keep taking all the parts and rearranging them because they were in a set. You know, I like to keep my sets together. So maybe, I don't know. There's a lot to do. I was trying to look for a whole bunch of sig fig parts even yesterday for my sig fig because I want to make more of the Maniac for Bricks sig fig, like a real sig fig army. Because I do have all the alternate ones that are available in my Bricklink store, but I know people are not. It's not as interesting to people in that respect. You know, the one you're looking at right now is not the one you normally think of when you see me. So, Brick Wizard, the waste of plastic. Oh boy, yeah. I mean, $26 for one figure is kind of a waste. You could buy a whole set. You could buy a bunch of sets. What was I gonna say? Oh, I did consider trying to change my sig fig very slightly, though. It was mainly gonna have the same face, hair, and maybe the same pants. The torso was gonna be the thing to change because then, number one, I won't look too much like Jang Bricks because, I mean, look at it. It's not the same exact jacket torso, but it is a similar one. And number two, it's also harder to find and more expensive for me to. You could put me in any of the sewers in your town. Yeah, well, maybe we'll take care of that later on. But when I'm thinking about like changing my sig fig, I want to make it to a torso that's going to be more easy for me to get. And the jacket torso is not an easy thing to get in the United States. I did find one seller that had them, a whole lot of them, in fact, but they were $1 each. He had like 20 or 30 of them, and they were $1 each. That's a lot of money to put out just for sig fig torsos. And then I found another seller that had them internationally. I think they were in Germany, and they had them a lot cheaper, maybe even like 1/3 the cost, roughly the same amount. But yes, Mr. Dragon, it was easy for you to make since you had all the parts. But I understand a lot of newer Lego fans, a lot of younger ones may not have those parts. The torso is obsolete. And even the other torso that I'm thinking about using is obsolete too, but at least it's more available. It's a lot easier to find and a lot cheaper to find as well. That's something I thought about when I first started on making a sig fig for my channel and even having an alternate sig fig. The idea of the alternate sig fig was Johnny Thunder torso is something I had a whole bunch of. So if I was going to do trading, before I actually did trading, this would be something helpful and easy to make and a whole bunch of them to make and pretty cheap to make. So there are a lot of good factors to it. But, and not that it's not harder or anything to find now, but it's also not as great. I don't know if I should move it up to being the main sig fig. I'm not really a fan of the color, even though I do like the style of the torso. But here's what I had in mind instead. Let's see if I can put it up on the screen. Let me see if I can get it right here. This was my idea for changing up the sig fig. Oops, sorry about me there. See, it would still have the same torso, face, pants. I actually thought about changing the face on it because it's so bland. It's something that I already have. I mean, it's a very plain face. It's like Emmett from the Lego Movie. A little harder to recognize because that face is so generic. And I thought maybe something if it's going to be a sig fig, going to be a representation of me, maybe it should have better features than just eyes and a smile. But I thought that this torso would be good since I already have a whole bunch of them, and I can easily build up a sig fig army from that. But I'm not really sure if people would accept the change. I mean, yeah, it's my thing, but whatever. I don't know. And I might have to change around the pants because, not that it's hard to get dark gray pants, mostly in this case, it's a style. I don't know if it really matches well with the Aqua Raider's torso. So, I don't know. And as far as changing the face, I actually thought about changing the face to something more like, not like Jastifer, but kind of like it. It was actually going to be the same face used for the figure, what's his name? The Lego store employee. As you guys know him, but I remember him also as the World City policeman. At least one of them, which had a very common face, and I always associated that with looking like me. I always had that kind of smile, and I had the brown eyebrows, so it seems kind of nice. But it also makes it stand out from other figures. As much as I could use other figures' faces, they may or may not have been used by other users on YouTube, Instagram, and such, or just maybe they don't match me entirely. So that was an idea. I actually did put that up on Instagram as an idea before, but I'm not really sure. Mr. Dragon 411, what is your experience buying overseas? I actually haven't bought overseas. A lot of it mainly has to do with being cheap, but also because places here already have some of the stuff that I looked for. Maybe not the same price, but it was still a little bit cheaper on shipping, especially. You know, people like Big B Bricks, A-Fall Man, Bricks on the Dollar. Even when I've been on eBay and bid in for auctions, they were from the US. I don't think I've had any international shipping to me. And in case you're wondering again about the face, I didn't really show it here. I mean, I have, for my collection right now, I have very few of that face that I want to use for my figure. I know that I at least have 2 of them, maybe 3 of them if you count the Lego store employee, but I also want to keep the store employee as is, as in terms of parts. Because you know how I am. I'm kind of a bored business. I have Lego sets, even polybags or promo figs, kept together with their parts, for most part. A lot of times I do take them out and I try to rearrange them to make sig figs. But if I want to have more permanent sig figs, I'm going to have to buy more parts, so I don't know. Like, I'm not trying to be super cheap like Mr. Krabs cheap. I just don't want to waste money where I already can do something. Here's another thought that I had. Like, for example, I have 2 Rebel soldiers from Star Wars. They are both missing their helmets. I kind of found them, actually. But they're really nice. And I could use the torso from one of them to make Down Under Bricks. I have all the parts to make Down Under Bricks. The only thing I'm missing is the large rimmed hat that he has, which I'd have to buy from Bricklink. No problem about that. But if I take that torso from one of the Rebel soldiers, what do I do with the Rebel soldier face? Do I put it on Bricklink? Do I keep it? I don't know. All right, let me see if I can look for it. That face I was looking for. Actually, the face for the Lego store employee is a little bit different from the one that I have from World City, because it is a slightly revamped version. It might be a little bit more expensive that way, but it's kind of similar. And it doesn't really show anything about like similar heads. Yeah, with this one, let's see if I can put it on the screen. Yeah, that was the head. This is the one from the Lego store employee. And it's rarely sold outside of the store employee itself. You only have one person, 6 of them, for $5 for the head. That's kind of expensive, considering the figure that it got it from and them trying to make a profit. So I'll try to look for World City and throw in the word police. Because there is a head from there that I'd rather use because it's more available in, you know, by the part itself. I don't want to buy a whole bunch of Lego store employees just to use the head. That's going to be expensive and a waste of time and money. But there's ones in here. Let me see. I think it's this one. Yeah. It's either this one or this one. They both have the same face. That one might even have the same face too. Let's see now. This is the face that I would rather use for my sig fig. It's unique. It represents me a little bit more. It's not as generic. Yeah, that was the same one there. And it's also, if I go into the price guide, it's pretty well available and it's not too expensive. It's pretty cheap. So it almost seems like I'm revamping the entire sig fig because I'm having the torso and face change, which are main characteristics of your sig fig. But I'm not really sure. I mean, it would be nice for the cheap aspect and allow people to get more of the sig fig, or allow more people to get the sig fig. But for those who already have them, like Brickstar, TMX Brick Notes, Big B Bricks, and Brick Revolution, EJMUC, and I think Clutch already has one. You know, for people that already have it, it might not be helpful. But then again, I don't know. It's been a while since I've actually changed the sig fig. The last change that I made to my main sig fig, the one with the jacket, was the pants. I changed them from tan to dark gray. And again, that was mainly because I had more dark gray pants available, so making the alternate was a lot easier and cheaper. But I mean, look at these. You can get 6 of them for about 22 cents just from this one person. That's good. It's not too bad compared to other people. I mean, this one might not be so great. And the little squiggly line means that it's international because it says about this much, which means it's not in that currency, but it's a conversion. This one has 1,000 of them new for 60 cents, which is, I don't know. Compared to this one, it's 3 times more expensive, but it's also way more available in that one store. So, yeah, there's a lot going on. Let me see if I can look for Aqua. And I thought Aqua Raiders because, yes, I do have a whole bunch of them, but also it's something I like a lot. I do like the Lego underwater themes. I'm looking forward to the Lego City underwater themes coming out this year. I like Aqua Raiders. I like the Mission Deep Sea from Alpha Team. I think they were cool sets. I'd actually like to get more of the diving sets too. Let me just go into this one, make it real quick. They don't have like a separate inventory for the fig. At least not there. We'll do it here and go all the way to the bottom or something. I mean, yeah, the change isn't going to be great because it's really going to make my sig fig seem different from before. But it's something that can work better for people and for me in terms of getting the sig fig, making the sig fig, and recognizing the sig fig. Because my sig fig is practically, it's very similar to Jang Bricks because of the torso. And I think, why not change the torso? But like I said earlier, the face is kind of generic. And people, you know, like AFOL Man, Brickstar, Ficken Bricks, any people that you think of that have a sig fig in the YouTube community, their faces are similar to how they really look. The face I have is not that similar. And not that it has to be like super realistic and have every feature, but it should be a little bit more recognizable than 2 dots and a smile. I've had people ask me before, is that Emmett? Is Emmett your sig fig? Because it does have the same brown hair. It's an older brown, but it's still brown and kind of has the same hairstyle to it. And a generic smile, which is a lot like Emmett, even though I had that before him. So, I just don't know. I got a lot of I just don't knows to say right here. Brick Rookie says, I'm not that good at video games. My 2 best friends are. Yeah. My brother's really good at video games. He's completed most of the games that we have in our video game library. Which is, I mean, I've even watched him play them, and Yeah, I feel really bad because I tried to get into Assassin's Creed, couldn't really get through one game. He got into Assassin's Creed, got a whole bunch more of the games, beat all those games. Not every game in the series, but at least a bunch of them. I also want to bring up from last night. I put up a post about Maniacs on Maniac for Bricks Extras on Instagram. I said, "What if I told you that I considered changing my sig fig and considered changing this account to Maniac for Toys going onward from here? Thoughts?" Um, it seems like most people like the name change because it would connect to my YouTube account a little bit better and maybe recognize it a little bit more as a as that YouTube account. Yeah, it's still working out some kinks. Like even some of the reviews I've made for it, I'm not entirely sure of the format yet, but it's not a nobody's really against the idea. Let's see now. But I know for some people they said that maybe changing the sig fig wasn't going to be good. One person here says your sig fig is cool or maybe a different torso, that's all. Article Mantu 3 says, I like your sig fig. It's your choice of the sig fig as long as I can make it. P.S. I want to start a sig fig display. Your fig is cool, but do the rest. Follow your heart and wallet and whatever name isn't taken. Yeah. I mean, it seems like people are hit or miss about the sig fig, according to Instagram. And as far as here, I don't know. I'm going to look back at what you guys have said. BookLover24 is having a sale with any order. Get like a movie figure. Yes, I do know about that. He's been trying very hard to work on him getting a Lego train and um I gotta check back on what some of you guys said. I missed some things. I want to start a sig fig collection, but it's so hard finding one seller that has lots of the parts. I don't want to make 4 separate orders for 4 separate pieces. Brick Wizard, you're Brick Wizard. You're right about that. Maybe I have a some kind of impediment with like R and W. Sometimes it happens. I'm like Elmer Fudd. Wascally Wappet. I'm on them Wappets. All right. At least you got some fun in there. Yes. Guaranteed. It's hard to find one seller that has all the pieces. Even when I was looking yesterday to make some sig figs through Bricklink, couldn't find someone that had a lot of the parts. And I even had a wanted list of just sig fig parts. So yeah. Unfortunately, you just have to work with the sellers and just go through their inventory and find what you can, try to get a whole bunch in one order, and then find more other places. And if you're worried about cost, that's going to drag things out a little bit further, but it could help in the long run. One store has most of what I need overseas for the Metroliner. That's good. I guess you're parting it together then. Brick Wizard says, want to watch a film, but this won't end. Brick Wizard, no one's obligated to stay here. If you want to go watch a movie, you can watch a movie. I mean, I'm just kind of getting all the thoughts out here, and I don't know if I'm really getting something that's, making sense. I don't know if I'm really getting into a direction where I can actually carry this channel and make things work. I still consider myself a little bit on a break, but I'm still publishing videos. So, like, there's no actual schedule made that I can say, like, okay, here's the lineup for this week. We got this, this, and this. I don't know. But yeah, you're not obligated to stay. You could go if you need to, if you want to go watch a movie. Have fun. Minifigure Collector says he got present business for free. That's awesome. And I think that's why I mentioned Brick Lover 24 having the sale. That's really good, though. Brick Wizard also says, where are all the other comments coming from? Well, some people, for some reason, aren't. Some people are on mobile and they can't access the chat room. So they have comments coming in through the comment section on the video. Now I got an envelope train there available. All right, that's cool. I'm so sorry. I'll change my name to satisfy you. I'm sorry. Brick Wizard, what are you talking about? It's okay. There's no problem with that. It is worth buying overseas when they have a majority of the parts you need for a set. Yes, Mr. Dragon is right about that. That kind of works for any seller. If they have what you're looking for, go for it. Brick Wizard says, I don't want to miss anything, and the movie starts in 2 hours, so I got time. Don't worry about it. But yeah, I think it's actually a good time for me to wrap things up and try to get to where are we at. I know that it's, again, as I said in the beginning, not often would someone make a live stream on a YouTube channel or any or even like have a public forum on any website or anything to discuss the changes that they want to make in coordination with the audience. But I feel like that's something that's going to help me understand what you guys are looking for, but also play around with how we can compromise, how we can work this out together, how we can both be able to what's the word? Oops, misspelled it. No. Brick Wizard mispronouncing letters in my name. No, it's okay. I'm bad at jokes too. I tell puns all the time. Even when I'm part of an improv club. Well, it's supposed to be theater appreciation, but we do a lot of improv. I'm part of a theater club at school, and even though we make jokes and we have improv, I tell puns all the time. Like we were playing a game where I was supposed to pretend to be the gun that killed Abraham Lincoln, not John Wilkes Booth, but the gun. And somebody said, like, do you want to do this part? And I said, I think I'll give it a shot. Boom, boom. Oh man, yeah. I'd actually like if I really could go into gameplays, that would be funny for like making fun of my own commentary, like in the editing process. I watch Game Grumps, so I see like when they do funny editing stuff. They don't always do it. They do it every now and then, so they keep the editing fresh and still fun. But it's funny to see every now and then. Brick Rookie, I'll be using your helpful tips. Did I have helpful tips? Was any of this? I actually don't know if I was helping anyone with this. Maniac for pun. Honestly, I thought about having a YouTube channel, or at least a segment on a YouTube channel, where where I would what was it gonna be? It was like a reaction kind of segment, like the Fun Brothers, but not. It was like doing reactions of things, but the main thing I was gonna do for it, as far as reacting to something, was gonna be reacting to music. I'd get a random song played from any point in history, any kind of music. I wouldn't have the actual music on the video because copyright reasons, but at least have like me shown on camera with the music, like have headphones on and listening to the music and like making commentary as I'm listening to the music, and then doing a thought afterwards and being like, oh, it was this song. Oh, it was Blank Space by Taylor Swift. How did I not know that? Blah, or something funny. But I also thought it doesn't fit in with anything I'm doing currently, so I don't think it's really gonna work out. Doing it as its own channel is kind of an odd concept, and also some people might not like my taste in music, because I'd be pretty critical about some modern music. I'm an old dude. I'm not really that old. I'm 20. I'm a horrible punist, just like Bahatsu from Generation 1 Bionicle. I actually don't remember Brick Wiki. I don't remember Bahatsu being bad at puns. Maybe once or twice in the movie? I don't know. But I actually thought, one thing I definitely thought about was moving a whole lot of my segments out of my channel and doing the things that I want to do. Instead of doing reviews, instead of doing mock videos, instead of doing Q&As and things like that, maybe hauls, I take them out. I actually want to keep the hauls in there because it'd be nice to know what I buy and what I'm interested in. Or maybe even like I've even thought about recently, you know, how Bricksmith 78 and Down Under Bricks, they've been doing segments on their channel that's kind of like reviewing, but a much more concise review. Although you kind of think of someone of my integrity and knowledge of Lego, you kind of want to see the whole thing reviewed, like Jang or Just Too Good or something. Yeah, Mr. Dragon, you're older than me. You would watch every video, Brick Wizard? You want to see me react? Brick Wizard, I want to show you something. I'll see if I can send it to you in a video. I have this really funny reaction to when I was playing Half-Life 2. You probably would enjoy it. Just like even hearing it on camera, it was funny. I still think it's funny in retrospect. Because it was like one of the first times I was playing Half-Life 2. I was a little bit into the game, but didn't understand everything. I got sucked up by an alien, like one of those aliens on the ceiling that has like a long drip, like a saliva or something. And it's like if you touch it, it starts pulling you up. I was like, what's going on? And then I look up, I'm like, it's eating me! It was funny. That's on Maniac for Toys. I'm sure you could find a video for it. It's probably called like Heart Attack or Alien Eating or something like that. It's funny. I honestly don't know. I mean, when it comes to making YouTube videos, now that I'm thinking about it with like more than just outside of Lego, I don't know. You know, considering all these other avenues of games and things and toy reviews, it's kind of pointless for me to do toy reviews when I'm not really a big collector right now of Hot Wheels. I do have a lot of Hot Wheels from older Hot Wheels, like 90s and early 2000s. But I'm not like a steady collector of it. I don't buy every Hot Wheels car and things like that. Lego Wheels 19 is good at that, though. I don't know. I suck at Super Smash Brothers. Don't worry, I'm bad at it too. I tried to play the Wii U version. I got kicked out right away when I played it like first time. Did I see my thoughts vid on the Ice Tunnelator? Minifigure Collector, I didn't see it yet. I'm not sure if I saw the right title for it. And I don't know. But I'm actually thinking like about that what you're building and what you're thinking section might be, or at least the what you're thinking might be an interesting aspect. You know, a way to direct reviewing, try to make it a lot shorter. Either that or what I could do, let's see. I'm still reading some of the comments. I actually, I had a thought last night about doing like Maniac for Snacks, kind of like the Mad Snacker, which is on the Mad Snacker's channel. But the Mad Snacker is a thing where he's like reviewing food and snacks. I thought about that last night because I found a box of Swedish Fish. I was like, I don't know. Like I don't want to be the guy that like I do mainly one thing, but I'm also spreading out and doing like 10 other things. But because it's going to be a lot more work for me to do, and also the segments may not be as fun as others. I don't know. But I really don't know. I've been saying that practically the whole live stream. I should just title it, I don't know. I'm wondering if this is a good idea. And I know there's very few people watching this right now. But Mayday for Snacks, yeah. But I thought about maybe this would be a good idea for my channel right now. I call it a break. I continue doing the reviews and everything I like to do, but try to condense them. In terms of like how long they take. I think it would actually be a good idea if I do. I've seen this done with AFOL Man a few times, and it's actually a good idea to do. I don't know if he does it the exact way that I'm thinking, but it kind of provokes me to think this way. Try to make a video that shows a set, it shows the figures, and shows the play features, and shows everything all the way around, and do a voiceover of my thoughts and like all the narration for it. That way, the video itself will be a lot shorter. I'll get my thoughts out a lot quicker because I already have this pre-recorded bit of, here's the set, here's the figs, here's the parts, here's the features. Done. Then do the voiceover that will match up with that time. And still have enough time and lighting and everything to show you what it is. I'm either thinking that or Roundabout Bricks. Or like, well, the first thing was like a what do you call it? It was like a fusion between the two because it's showing everything very concisely, but I would just do the voiceover. So maybe that would be a way to go. Or I could try to do like a script or both. Maybe do a script with that shorter video. But I feel like for right now, I should probably go back to a break because I got a lot to work with. I got a few orders I still need to fill out for the Bricklink store. I want to take care of those so I don't get any people angry or myself angry for not doing them right away or anything. Still need to organize a lot more parts. I got a lot more parts I want to throw into the Bricklink store, new parts and used parts. As far as the sig fig, do you guys like that idea? Do you guys think that would actually be a good looking sig fig? I'll see it. Maybe I think I have the head around here somewhere and see if I can put it up on video to show you what it all looks like when it comes together. It might be a little bit on the downside since I already have a whole bunch of parts for things like, the previous sig figs I was going to make or have made. I'm just looking through parts right now. It's like, I like talking about Lego and expressing my knowledge about it, but I don't know if it's necessary to make 10,000 videos about it. You know what I mean? And make them super long, and I'm not sure. Or maybe it's not over here. Mr. Dragon says keep the same head. I mean, it is still a unique head compared to other figures in the community. I don't know. Oh, minifigure collector. Sorry, I didn't give my thoughts about it. Quickly, I can talk about my thoughts now. Actually, I want to cancel Lego News. I'd love to do thoughts videos, but reporting the news and the thoughts is going to be a little bit long, as I've tried to do it before. And reporting the news is going to be hectic. Because as soon as the news comes out, I want to report it. But then you saw yesterday, there was more news that I didn't report because it came out like right after I put up the video. So it kind of frustrates me in trying to work on news. And it's been frustrating me for a long time. That, and with my on and off going of actually reporting Lego News, it can't be a reliable source that people would actually be like, oh, let's see if there's news from, like Just Too Good. He does news. He's been doing news for like years about Lego, as well as other things. But news is something people like. If they need to find more news, they go to his channel, or when they're subscribed to his channel, you can count on there being news videos, and he delivers. Not in a competitive way I want to be with him or other people, but it kind of frustrates me when I can't do it right away and people already know it and it seems like a waste for me to make the video, or I do it too early and there's not enough information, so suddenly I look I'm like a really amateur. If you can't decide between heads and torsos, then put them on random wheel generator. Random. Really? I don't know. But as far as my thoughts on Lego Dimensions, I really like the concept. Having played having played Disney Infinity, I really like the idea. But the problem that I find most with it is it going to be a copycat of Disney? Is Lego Dimensions going to be a copycat of Disney Infinity in terms of functions, playability, game features, settings, graphics, effects, things like that? I'd like to think not, because it does have its own things to work from, but there can be characteristics that can share with Disney Infinity, or even Skylanders. I haven't played it, but also a competitor, or or a Nintendo Amiibo. Everyone forgets about Amiibo. That's so funny to me, because when they think about Lego Dimensions, they're like, oh, it's like a Lego version of Skylanders or Infinity, but they never mention Amiibo, even though it's still a very slow concept. With Amiibo, there's only a few games so far that actually implement them, and to little degree it seems. So maybe that's why it's forgotten. But I really like the concept of it. I really like how that portal is designed. That is really cool. And there are some really good parts in there, like those A-frame pieces that we got from Ninjago. They're in, I think it's either a light blue or an azure blue, from, excuse me, for Disney Dimension, for Lego Dimensions. I'm getting my brands mixed up. Brick Wizard says every channel is unique for something. And what am I good at when it comes to Lego? I really don't know. That's a good question, but I really don't know. Now, the problem that I have with Lego Dimensions, getting back to it, is how much it costs. And much like the other systems, I thought that they were money pits, which is why I got Disney Infinity much cheaper through a price matching with Walmart, as well as trying to get the figures pre-owned. At least some of the figures I got pre-owned through GameStop. Plus, I have a GameStop account, so it kind of, boosted the discount as well as earning points. But even other figures I got, I tried to price match them in stores so that I could be a little bit cheaper. Not because I want to be cheap, but because $13 for a non-movable vinyl figure is kind of crazy. And that's kind of the thought I have with Lego, because they're not not all Lego is expensive, but especially now when Lego implements itself with technology, it gets expensive. We've seen this pattern come before with Life of George, which originally cost $20 or more for the pack, which is basically a whole bunch of plain, not like nothing special to them, basic bricks, and a like a little base that you put the picture on, so you can take a picture with your mobile device and put it into the app. That's the same thing with Lego Fusion. It's a $35 box for about 200 pieces, give or take, maybe a figure. But even the figure, like the Town Master figure, is cool, but not that special. And that I still haven't even done a review for, and that's been out for a while. That's even something I really bought in haste, because it was like, well, people want to see new stuff, so I better buy this Lego Fusion and give it a shot. And then again, I was also curious. So I don't know, and I still haven't done a review of it months later. I'm trying not to make this depressing or sad, but I'm just showing that there's a pattern. Like with all these interactive things between Lego and technology, it gets expensive in order to make the technology work. The apps might be free, but buying the Lego pieces and the packs that interact with it is expensive. you could play Lego Fusion without buying the box, but you're going to have a very hard time identifying buildings. They give you a limited amount, if any. And I've tried it in that way. Doesn't work that well. But with, what was the other one? Lego Agents, Ultra Agents is stepping in for the Lego to video game world, where they have the app brick. And I'm sure it probably took a little bit more funding to make that, even if it's a 1x1. But in order for it to actually interact with a touch screen and move things around and be recognized by the app itself, there is technology and therefore money spent towards the app, to make it and recognize something to interact with. It may or may not have affected the quality or pricing of the Ultra Agent sets. I can't really say that though, because I don't have any, and I can't really say from experience. I do want to get more Ultra Agents. I do want to get more Pirates. I do want to get more everything. I want to get more Juniors. Heck, I haven't bought a Junior set yet. And I wanted to buy one for a while. I wanted to buy the suitcases, but those, at least the first ones, the first like red and pink and blue or pink and red suitcases that they had from Bricks and More, and then they transferred to the Juniors, they're now like $40. Really. I found them in a Learning Express, which is, the only place I can really find them now in stores, and they're $40. Learning Express is not a place to shop for Lego. Keep that in mind. Very few times. I even went there earlier this week and I found Lego Simpsons. They had minifigure packages, and I thought maybe they'd be worth it, because with the new series of Simpsons coming up, maybe people would be sparked an interest for buying the older Simpsons if they missed them. But they're $6 each. $6 each. And if I was lucky, perhaps I could get them on a discount, but that's only on certain days. That's only on certain days where they have a 20% off discount at Learning Express, where they 20% off store wide, but sometimes, and usually actually, they don't include Lego. And that stinks, because they increase the price of Lego. Whether or not it's by 20%, I don't know, but it seems like it. It really stinks. I mean, like, the price is more than the regular price if you found them in another store. I do want to get the beach set, Mr. Dragon. It's like, who would care for the review? That's another thing that makes me wonder, like, if I wait too long to get a Lego set, and by too long I mean even now it's only been like, what, a month that they've been out? Or even like the Lego Bionicle sets. I haven't bought them all yet. I want to buy them, but it's been like 3 months or so since they've been out. 4 if they came out in December. And it's like people are already over it. Like, who's gonna watch your reviews now? You already have your top people reviewing it. You may want to hear my thoughts, but you also may not, because I'll drag it on for a while. Did you see the Tahoe review? Yeah, I did a comparison just to justify the review and to make it a little bit more better. I don't know. Yeah, Learning Express is worse than Toys R Us. You hardly get discounts when you want them, and just buying them regularly is overpriced. Toys R Us is actually being a lot better with pricing. They are, I will admit, they are bad with price matching right now, because they changed their policy. The policy states now, as I met with the store, as I met with a store employee or manager, and I've also heard this from other stores too. The manager said that if you're price matching any item, you have to price match it not on the website, but with the nearest store, physical store. See if they have it in stock and see what their price is. And if you're lucky that it gets to a lower price, they will price match it at Toys R Us. You can't just use the website, basically, which I've been using and really enjoyed using. But some Toys R Us stores are more lenient than others in that rule. The first one that I went to, I was sitting on the phone for like 10 minutes trying to get a store and trying to find an item in their stock, and it was a lot of waiting. There was not really like there was a long time of them actually trying to go find it in the store, bring it back to the register, and be like, okay, we do have it, or we don't have it, or whatever. And I was like, forget it. I'll just pick it up. If it's here now and I can't find it anywhere else and I can't price match it, I'll just pick it up. But at another Toys R Us I went to, they're more lenient on that rule. They are okay with price matching on the website. So I'm happy for that. I'm glad that still works, because from a customer standpoint, it's kind of frustrating. But I do understand a little bit of how that works, because sometimes you could price match with something on an online store without it being in stock. It might just still have the entry up there. For example, a long time, Walmart has still had their entry up for the Back to the Future car, but they might not have it in stock, or they might not have it available right now for stock. So, if I tried to price match that, and, with just the online price, it may not mean so much, because it's not like, well, I could order it from there otherwise. It's complicated. Or at least I'm making it complicated. I don't know which. You're really getting to see a lot of just my thought process. I'm just kind of sitting here and thinking out loud as I, try to do to solve everything. It doesn't always work. But, Lego Dimensions. Good concept. Kind of expensive, though. Definitely want to save up for it. I'm really hoping that for the minifigures, you actually get to build them and can collect them outside of the actual game. But I also feel like they would fuse them together, because the pads look like they're specialized for the figures. Like, I remember seeing the Marty McFly pack, and it says the word Marty McFly on the platform that Marty is standing on. So I don't think you could take the figure off of there and fuse it. That, and it also would be like the magnets. The reason why they had those fused together is because people could just buy the magnets, get a figure that you can take apart, and pretty much like it would be losing money because they wouldn't get the bigger set with it. So they fused them. So the only way to get a playable figure was through the actual Lego set. That I could see as the same option for Lego Dimensions. Even though some of these figures have been out for a while and may have been, what do you call it? May have already been bought up or maybe discontinued. So I don't know. It looks like that you could build the cars, though. According to the teaser trailer, you could build the cars. That we can determine, as well as building the portal itself. The portal, and also the reason why this is more expensive, why it's $100 for this starter pack compared to Disney Infinity that had $75. I don't know for the other ones. Amiibo doesn't really have a starter pack. It just kind of works along with Wii U. It's just kind of like you put it on top of this, and then ta-da! You just buy the figures, which seems like probably the least expensive of the four, if you have a Wii U. But what was I saying? It's kind of like the reason why it's $100 is because you build it, as opposed to it being fused together, because it would cost a little bit more. I mean, Lego on the whole would cost a little bit more to make something you could build, take pieces off, and put them back on, so many times. Lego also has this, so you build it on a interactive platform, whereas something like Disney Infinity or Skylanders or Amiibos, they already have, it's nothing to build on top of it. You just put figures on and off of it. And it kind of makes me wonder, for Lego Dimensions, if they're going to have like an interchangeable play set. Like with Disney Infinity, from what I've experienced, you can go to different pre-made games. Like For this, like for the starter pack for Disney Infinity 2.0, they have a game, or they have one of them where you play in like Stitch's universe from Lilo and Stitch, and you get a whole bunch of games inside of there, different levels, different difficulties, and so far it's fun. You could also take the accessories from there and all the different building materials, implement them into your own toy box, and build up your own world. So you could create your own hub, and you can even invite people in there and whatnot. I haven't experienced that yet, but it's like you get a lot more than just one game out of Disney Infinity. You get a whole bunch of games. You may get a lot of smaller games, but you can still do a lot more in that game than you can do with, say, any Lego Star Wars or Lego, like your typical Lego games now. They have different levels. They have different smaller, like progression levels and things to do. You have an overworld hub, but you can't always customize it. Some things you can, some things you can't, depending on the game. I wonder if Lego Dimensions is going to do that. Is it going to allow you to make your own world, but also have these side games you can do? But yeah, I guess considering the $100 price point, but also considering what's in there, it's not too bad. It's still kind of bad, but it's not too bad because, I mean, yeah, with the figures, they are generic. We have Wildstyle, we have Gandalf, we have Batman. There's nothing special to them. The Batmobile is probably something you could build on your own, and I'd actually like to try that. I want to look at, if you guys send me pictures over Twitter or Instagram or something like that, I'd like to actually look at the starter pack builds and try to make tutorials for just building those cars, in case anyone wasn't interested in Dimensions but actually wanted to build those mini models. I think it'd be a good idea. Plus, the mini cars look so cool. In fact, I think if I could actually keep them built, that would be a pretty cool idea to add into my town, which I'd love to expand, but there's so much shelf space, or so little. Anyways, I've been talking a long time. My throat hurts. I need to get things done. And I guess the consensus right now, I'll try to make it into a vlog on my channel just to catch up with things. I'll keep on the break from my channel as far as anything that's going to be continuous, any kind of scheduling. I'll still have videos going up, but there's no precise schedule. There won't be an exact like when they go up, even though Mock Mondays and flashbacks and Q&As are supposed to go up certain days. That's gonna be jumbled too. But in the meantime, I'll try to do more cleaning. I'll try to do more organizing. I'll try to get more videos done. I will advertise in the vlog. Go to Facebook if you want to see more of the videos, and maybe Twitter. I'll also try to reorganize the Bricklink store so I can get that situated, make the background look more situated, so when I do the next room tour, it'll actually look nice and be nice. And as far as uploading videos, I'm thinking I'll keep doing what I did this week. Have reviews for newer stuff and then go backwards. Even things that I want to continue for a while, like Alpha Team, I wanted to continue the stream of those reviews inside of doing other reviews. I'm going to push that off for now so I can get the newer stuff out there because people want to see what's available in stores. The reviews will help with people still watching. The reviews are influential to people wanting to get the sets that are available in stores. Because I don't think that I only watch very few reviews of sets I want to get from Bricklink or eBay. I watch very few reviews that are I know very few times where people were encouraged to get a set because of a vintage review. Unless it's like you just get like the figures, not like the entire set. So as far as that goes, I'm not really I'm gonna keep that off for now in terms of production. But it'll be like new reviews, then older reviews. Even if older is like this past year, last year, or the year before. Does this make sense? Does this seem like a good way to work it? I mean, I'm giving you the background info, and I know there's only a few of us that are actually on the event right now, 3 of us. But this is like the background to what I'm going to put up in the vlog and see how that works. But also try not to emphasize too much on Lego and be able to spend my free time. You know, I want to improve on Minecraft. I want to play more video games just in my spare time, just to relax. Because if I think too much about Lego, I kind of explode. Nobody wants to see me explode. Yeah. I'd actually like to do Lego video game reviews, considering Lego Fusion, or even past Lego video games. Again, footage for that might be hard to get because of my recording technology. And I don't want to take people's photos from online without giving them credit. Maniac for Toys, I'm going to let that sit for a bit. Maybe do it once or twice a week. As far as video uploads here, it'll be once or twice a day. Most likely once. Alright, so you guys are... I'm reading it now, but you guys saying, like, sounds good to me, sounds great. Okay. I need to actually get this on paper. Or something. Because I often forget what I'm saying, and if something's talked about in a live stream, I don't always remember it. If anyone's wondering about me coming back to Trainwreck live streams, because I know that some people come up to me and they say, "Hey, when's the next live stream?" And I'm like, "I don't know. I'm not in charge of them." I mean, yeah, I've been on a bunch of them and I do help out with them. I do moderate sometimes, but lately, you know, with so much going on, I don't participate in them, and I try to let other people take a chance. So Brick Wizard says, before you leave, if you saw Brick 360 official's video about the Lego security guard incident, do you think feeling minifigure packs is too far or a crime? Honestly, it's not the best thing to do, but you have to do it in a, like, if you really want to be sure about the minifigures you get, you got to do it and not look suspicious, and keep sharp objects away so you're not, like, suspected for, like, opening up the package. Yeah, Big B is the guy to talk to, Mr. Dragon. As far as Trainwreck live streams, Big B is the man who manages them. Even if he's not the host of all of them, he hosts at least once a month. But yeah, I was stretching. Sorry, because I'm tired and I haven't been moving much. But yeah, feeling minifigure packs is not the best thing to do. I mean, for accuracy, it's great, but in a social situation, it's not great. I've even been questioned in stores when I found minifigure packages and I was feeling them and trying to figure out what figures were in them. A store employee came up to me and really thought that I was trying to steal the parts, and I told him that I wasn't. But as he was walking away, I saw him get onto a walkie-talkie, and I heard him say, "We're gonna need a few more employees by the Lego section." So I was like, "All right, I better just leave and not cause trouble where there isn't any, because I don't want to." Yeah, like Brick Wizard just said, not looking suspicious. Dot codes work, but they take longer. Yeah, the problem that I find with that is, as a reviewer, I'd like to get just, speaking of minifigures, I still haven't reviewed all those figures. I haven't reviewed Series 12 or Series 13 entirely. Do you guys even like if I have, like, Like the individual reviews, are those more helpful than having like a big long video for one series? Brick Rookie, do you watch Lego podcasts? I don't. I thought about doing Lego podcasts. Not to like steal ideas, but I thought of doing it one time. Didn't actually work out too well. I carried on a long time. I don't want to be like TTV Talks. They're nice guys. They got good opinions, but I can't watch one of their videos because it's too long, and I'm like, I ain't nobody got time for that. You know what I mean? But hold on a sec. Hey. All right. Wow. Yeah. Didn't notice. All right. Yep. Sorry about that. I've obviously been on here too long, haven't I? I should have started earlier, but then again, I woke up late, so yeah. That's why this got pushed off a bit. But as I was saying, dot codes are helpful, but only if you can figure out what the dots are. Because sometimes I've had experiences in the past, and I don't know if this still works with minifigure packages, but dot codes have a tendency to either be a little bit hard to find, or some minifigures may have more than one set of dot codes, so it makes it hard to actually pick them up. And I'm not really willing to buy a whole box of figures just to get one set for me and review them and try to put all the rest on Bricklink. Because I've talked with Big B before about this in terms of buying minifigures, collectible minifigures for Bricklink. It's a hard thing to do because you have to, like, you'd have to get them right as they come out and throw them on the Bricklink as soon as the entries are up on Bricklink. Because that's another thing that delays like putting up new Lego stuff on Bricklink is they don't put up the entry right away. Like I got the double-decker couch and reviewed it and built it before Bricklink made entries for the figures, for the set, for the instructions, and all the things like that. Brick Wizard says he has the dot codes for the hot dog guys. They're all the same. Okay. You don't need to DM me about them. I have all the figures from Series 13 and Series 12. I'm just saying for future series, like in the next minifigure series, would I go through trying to recognize all the different dots before I buy them? Or do I just buy a box, separate them out, figure out which ones have which, and then review it, and then say, hey, here are the dot codes. And it's like I'd be biting the bullet in order to spare everyone else. And it's not a bad thing to do, but again, buying a whole box is kind of a waste of my time and money. Well, it's a waste of my money, but filling the packs are a waste of my time because it takes a long time before you can figure out what they are in a new series. But in a series now, like Series 12 or Series 13, I can figure it out because they've been around. So, Mr. Dragon, that is a cool idea to do a Lego podcast with a bunch of people. I do like the idea of it. I've actually tried to record podcast episodes before. I don't know if they're actually. I think I deleted them. There were going to be things about like building techniques, but I kind of gave up on it because they were like 20 minutes long. And although podcasts do tend to be long, I also want to make it attractive for people. And putting it into a video format is going to be hard because what visuals am I going to put up there? It's going to take a long time for editing. And yeah, hard work does pay off, even if it takes a long time, but I got so much going on now, I kind of want to like get them out there and get it over with for like working on this thing. I don't usually watch Brick 360 Official, just to keep that in mind. Not too much against him, but I'm just not a fan of his style. And I know some people have different opinions, and that's why that's why the link in the description is helpful if you were interested in it, about Gaijin Goomba, how he uses a character to represent himself, even though the character represents his ideas. They are the same ideas, but there's also that security that you can't be mad at a cartoon character or mad at a character on the internet the way you can be mad at a person, you know? It's like he's expressing himself through the character, but he doesn't have to provide himself. Like even viewers now, you know, Just Too Good has been recognized not by face but by his sig fig. That's the only way that we've identified him. That and his voice, which again has that bit of a security. You know, you still recognize who he is, but he still has, you know, he still feels safe. Brick Wizard, FNAF songs, you do need help. I honestly haven't heard FNAF songs, and I don't care for them, because I hardly can. Look, if I still find "Don't Hug Me, I'm Scared" 1, 2, 3, and 4 to be weird, I'm not really I'm not really a horror type guy. I mean, "Don't Hug Me, I'm Scared" is definitely interesting and sometimes scary and gruesome, but I've never actually watched a lot of horror movies. I've never actually I never watched Friday the 13th all the way through, or The Shining. And I know you might be saying, "Oh, it's not that scary." Well, people have different perspectives. And for me, not that it is scary, but they are pretty low grade compared to what's out now. And I'm not ready for what's out now. They keep me at night. Brick Wizard. Oh, just Brick Wizard. There's nothing else I can say there. Yeah, I don't know. I think we've covered everything here. I think we've wrapped up everything. All right, so I'm gonna get going. I think for today, I'm gonna try to do some Bricklink organizing, fill out some orders, maybe get them in the mail if I'm lucky. I'd hate to promise it and not deliver it, but we'll see. As far as any video content that's gonna go up today, I'm gonna put up the Maniac for Answers you guys have been waiting for the past 2 weeks. And for the bricks on the brain thing, if you guys are interested in helping with that, I'm totally for it. I'm totally willing to help. I know they're making a FNAF movie. Why? I don't like. I wish I could despise it with justification. I really don't have justification. But what was I gonna say? If you guys or anyone else who's a Lego fan, I don't really care if you're a T-fall, A-fall, K-fall, K-fall, S-fall. That's not a thing, is it? Senior fan of Lego? I'd like to think there is. But anyways, regardless of your age, I don't care about that. If you're a fan of Lego, you're perfectly eligible for helping me with this upcoming project. And upcoming meaning I'm shooting for May, but I don't know if it's going to be ready by then. So let's say June or July as an upcoming project. I'm even wondering, I mean, I didn't think about this earlier. I probably should have. I don't want to hold you guys up, but I just want to wonder about the segments like I've done earlier this year, like the commercial reviews segment. Was that interesting? I mean, it seems like a lot of people liked it. I guess I have to look back and see what people liked as far as segments. Some people liked collections, town updates, hauls, set reviews, mock Mondays, town updates, reverse hauls, set reviews, flashbacks, commercial reviews. It's hard for me to recognize all these. I guess I'd have to really look into them. I'll do that on my own. So I got a little bit of interaction with you guys, and hopefully it helped to see how I see things, and hopefully I can see how you see things. But as far as starting up any new segments, I think I'm going to hold off for it for a while for actual publication. But if you guys want to help me in the background, be sure to send me a message. You can send it to me over YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, if any of those work for you. I'll see if I can actually put up something separate on this channel as a way of recruiting, because if you guys help me with research on these Bricks on the Brain episodes, then you could either be part of it later on if you want to. Like, I'll actually have you voiced with me in the video, and maybe actually, if I can build your sig fig, I can put it into the video. We'll have a script, so it'll be a time-sensitive video. It won't take too long, hopefully. It should take enough to explain it, depending on the video. And what was I gonna say? If you, or at least you could be credited for what research you made. So, thanks for watching, and we'll see you later. I don't know what else to say here. Joey doesn't know how to end a live stream. All right, see you guys later, and have a good day. Have a good weekend, actually, because it's Friday. Everybody's working for the weekend. You know, that reminds me. I still need to work on that news. Actually, but get it professionally made. I need to work with Big B and Matt Stacker on that. They said they'd help. All right, we'll see what happens. Take care. Take it easy. Goodbye.